Welcome back, guys. This is Sunny Days. What a day we've had today. I missed making the second vlog on RCB's game 2, I think, which was match 6, where it was a nail biting match against our arch nemesis, you can say, over the past couple of years. On all important tournaments, on all important stages of any tournament or IPL tournament, we've always we were always handed the loss against SRH for so many years now. Either it be 2016 or even in the 2020, as you saw in the playoff stages, we played them. We had to beat them to qualify for the next round to the semi-finals, but in the quarterfinals they handed us a very disappointing loss. And so it continued, and it came to yet another face-off in Chennai with RCB and SRH. What a nail-biting finish! How Shahbaz Ahmed, 3 wickets in 1 over, turned the match. This is just a quick update on the last match. Where I was very thrilled, very happy that RCB actually were able to gain some confidence out of it, or able to see that they were able to beat SRH in the last game, which made them the topper of the table. And today it was RCB versus KKR. Two teams undeniably very strong, have been playing both the people at the top of the table as well as very strong underdogs for the longest of time in the tournament. They both seen a lot of losses. They both seen gone through amazing victories, created many records. But quickly talking about today's match, the things that surprised me. First analogy is that RCB went with only 3 foreign players. They could have gone for Finalen, Daniel Sams, Kane Richardson, but they chose to go and promote Rajat Patidar. Unfortunately, Rajat Patidar was not, like, he just played 2 balls, so we cannot really comment on his batting performance today. He completely did not even connect the bat with the ball. Oh, it was a very disappointing dismissal. And Virat Kohli went cheaply. He could have taken a bit more time, but he wanted to, that's the way he takes his batting. He leads from the front, and his approach is very aggressive, and he brings it on the opposition to makes them think what to bowl next, what to plan for this guy. So he gives us a great advantage when playing against any team. So he tried that, but the ball did not connect exactly well. Looking at the pitch as well, the pitch was very dry and it was not coming onto the bat very well. It was stopping a bit, and the wicket was actually supporting slower balls. Bowlers who were getting a very good slower ones were actually being very finding out to be very benefited by the pitch. I'm sorry. And the ball was also not assisting spinners that much in this pitch, because even if we see in the previous 5 matches in the same pitch in the stadium, it was offering 2.7 degree turn, and whereas in this match it was only offering 1.3 degree turn, because Varun Chakravarti was not turning the ball greatly. I don't even consider that as a spin ball. It was just lame, slow medium pace, as you can call it, because the ball was not turning much, and I don't know how they were not connecting the ball. Maybe a slow late turn after the ball pitch and slow deviation from the bat. He was spinning it away from the right hand batsman. So apart from that, there was not much at all from his bowling perspective. But yeah, they fell cheaply. The first 2 wickets fell very cheaply, and my initial reaction at that point was like, oh my god, don't tell me this was an abysmal start that we could have expected after choosing to bat first. I mean, we know how many tosses we lose. So after winning the toss and choosing to bat, which I thought was a very good decision, but still, the way the 2 wickets fell, I was like a bit shocked. But Glenn Maxwell again, provided the position and the responsibility given to him. If his role was certain, that guy delivered yet again. His form is on song. He is great with the bat. He scored very valuable runs. where our run rate was actually not good at all. It was barely 5 or just above 5. He came and his sixes, his boundaries, his switch hits, he slowly turned the game around. And DDP, Devdutt Padikkal at the other end, gave him a very, very good stand. Though he was not at a very, very good form. Wonderful thing to see was the way DDP actually went for a switch hit as well and connected it, and it went to the boundary. So I thought from there on he would pick up, but he misconnected a ball and got caught, and I think he got out for 23 or 24. So after that came the man, the myth, the legend, one of the god, one of the gods among all the gods of cricket, all the legends of cricket, Abraham Benjamin de Villiers. The way those two attacked the bowlers, the way those two played every delivery. I don't know if that gave even the opposite team a lot of confidence on how to approach their attack and batting, but they just made it look so easy out there. They were just on point with every shot, every timing, every placement. They were just in perfect synchrony with everything that was happening around them. They read the ball perfectly. Their chemistry between the wickets and between the two partners out in the middle was excellent. They both complemented each other's, caliber and capability perfectly, and played in perfect balance. I think that is the biggest takeaway of today's game. The way both of them actually found their roles. Provided whichever stage he comes on, whichever batting order he steps in, he does his best. He delivers more than what is expected out of him. He literally carries the team on his shoulders. It wouldn't be wrong if I say so. And this is what is required. If Virat is not able to give a great start, he should be able to depend or bank on few other players. Abraham Benjamin de Villiers has always been one. It's fantastic to see how Maxwell, was amazing. The 78 that he scored was a blistering knock. At the later part of his innings, he started to, kind of waste a couple of deliveries, only a couple of deliveries, and then eventually got out with a top edge, being caught. And apart from that, they up the order of Jamieson. The six that he hit for Harbhajan Singh would have shocked anybody. He's a tall, long man with a long bat and just one clean connect, and it was out of the boundary. It was fantastic to see how confident they looked, even with just three foreign players. And I think this is very good enough. This combination is very good enough. They could have gotten Mohammad Azharuddin. I don't know why they haven't got him yet. And they could have even got. Yeah, one more thing I wanted to say was, like, they could have brought in another wicket keeper batsman like Bharat or someone else, man, because when AB plays such a knock, when he scored so many runs of such less deliveries out in the summer sun of India, it can be crazy. You know how Maxwell was dripping uh, when he was out there in the middle, and it can take a lot out of a person. So when you're playing AB in every match, and he plays almost takes a lot of stress, performs so much, definitely strains himself out completely, and he's expected to come immediately out and keep wickets for 20 overs. That definitely takes a lot out of a person. And let's all agree that AB is actually not in his prime. He's not in his 20s to be expected to do that every match. So keeping that in consideration, he must be, he must be given a little bit more importance. He cannot be used like the way Rahul Dravid was used in Indian team. Though he's up for the job all the time, though he's the best one for the job, he should be given some ample rest as well. He might be employed as a fielder. He might be employed. He must have an option at least to sit out a couple of overs during the match. When he bats so much, it's very hot out there. He needs to come back and motivate all the bowlers and fielders for the next 20 overs and take some amazing catches. Some he did some amazing wicket keeping today. With Glenn Maxwell's one ball out of the dry pitch, it was not expected to turn so much. It turned a lot, and the way he actually saved that one, or like there are many instances like that. Whenever the ball missed the bat and hit the pad, and he always ran over to get the ball very quickly. He was always vocal behind the wickets. So that takes out a lot of a person. So I'm just, you know, uh, knocking my head. So like saying touch would like let nothing happen to him, because he is very, 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 very important to the team. I'm almost pretty certain that RCB will make it off to the playoffs this season as well. That has never been that much of a doubt. But going on from there, it's all in the hands of the team and the management and luck. That is one thing I don't like to leave it to, but yeah, that's what it comes down to in this format of the game. So let's just quickly check out the score summary and let's end the video quickly today. Shubman Gill had hit a four, two sixes back to back, and that guy was looking menacing. It almost seemed like, was this a bowler's pitch or a batsman's pitch? So well done RCB. At the end of the day, it was a convincing victory of 38 runs. It could have been a little lesser, but it's not easy to uh, when you're actually bowling against the likes of Owen Morgan or Andre Russell, when Nitish Rana was holding the orange cap, Shubman Gill came into form. So I think Rahul Tripathi was excellent. The way he was knocking the ball, connecting. Their start was a lot more menacing than RCB start. So that's where it was like a little bit. Are they actually going to get it? Is this going to be a nail baiting match yet again? Because they were almost scoring around 10 runs per over, and it was quite scary, because not many wickets were falling at regular intervals during the beginning of the game, and they were on song. They were connecting the ball perfectly and more or less knocking the ball out of the stadium. So until they turned it around, and Harshal Patel, again, what a find, man, what a find. So yeah, I was happy to see Dan Krishan out, Rajat Patidar in. I was happy to see that. I hope the lad makes use of his opportunities a bit more carefully and takes his time to settle down and then go for the big knocks. He definitely has got a natural flow of the bat, which he can utilize at the later points of the tournament, like, or at least at the later stages of the innings. So first he needs to settle down and observe the pitch and spend some time over there. So I hope he gets at least another chance to actually spend some time there. So apart from that, yeah, I think that's about it. KKR was amazing with the bat as well, but they didn't time their innings, or they didn't plan it out perfectly. Their coordination, or with everybody taking on charge, like the way Andre Russell was not rotating the strike, thinking he could alone do the job, but was not able to do it because he was not rotating the strike to Budgie, where he could have done that and reduce the damage that they took with the net run rate. So yeah, there are couple of points which can be taken away for both teams, RCB and KKR. RCB was on point with bowling, batting, and fielding. Bowling a little bit they can improve, I think, with Jamieson. Apart from that, yeah, I think they were on point today. Go RCB. All the best KKR too for the further games. They've been losing, at least for the. I think they've lost a lot in the beginning stage, and SRK even tweeted that he was not happy with their performance so far. Like, I think Gautam Gambhir also mentioned, when Varun Chakravarti was on song, took 2 wickets in an over. I don't know why he didn't get another chance, other over. He was changed, and Maxwell was setting in, so he should have been used to add more pressure, and but thank God the way it turned out for us. So yeah. So yeah, I'll just quickly share the update on the score summary. Keep tuned in for more vlogs on RCB's journey in 2021 IPL season. Bye bye. Okay, guys, checking out at the scorecard. RCB batted first, so let's check out their batting. Virat Kohli got out for 5. Padikkal went for 25, sorry, not 23 or 24, of 28 balls. He scored only 2 boundaries, that was my concern. He rotated the strike but was not on song with the bat flow. He was not that confident towards, hitting boundaries. Rajat Patidar, very sad, he got only 2 deliveries and very, very, misread opportunity. Like, he didn't read the ball at all there. Maxwell, amazing on song, 78 of 49. ABD, 76 of 34. Beat that. 76 of 34. Both scored 9 4s and 3 6s, Maxwell and ABD. But like I said, Maxwell took a little time when the position where he came it was a little different. And though he did not waste a lot of balls there, he kind of took some time at the end where he eventually got out. And Kyle Jamieson came and like 1 4, 1 6. That was amazing. One cover drive he played was so professional and so sweetly came out of the bat. And 1 6 that he hit was just amazing out of Budgie. It's not easy to hit for an experienced bowler like Budgie, but yeah, that was amazing. A slow delivery bounced up, tossed up in the air, and very, very well weighted and picked up. Amazing shot. It was a long boundary, by the way. The straight boundaries are very long in the stadium, and he cleared the. Pat Cummins, I think, was standing at the end of the boundary, at the edge of the boundary. He jumped, but he still couldn't reach it. Let's look at the bowling quickly. Harbhajan Singh bowled 4, went for 38, expensive. Varun Chakravarti, it was very surprising for me to see him doing so well. 4 overs, 39, 2 wickets. The only 2 wickets, I think, which kind of gave RCB a little, scare at the beginning of the innings. Shakib Al Hasan, 2 overs, 24. Pat Cummins, 4 overs, 34, 1 wicket. Prasidh Krishna, 4 overs, 31, 1 wicket. Andre Russell, 2 overs, 38. He was not even happy the way he bowled. He was going for so many runs when Maxwell and ABD were on song. He even got a run out opportunity to run out Jamieson, and he didn't even go for the run out. He was just like, what's the point? Another ball was left. So, anyways, another person would have replaced Jamieson at the non striker's end. So, yeah, he didn't go to waste much time there. Coming at Knight Riders, Nitish Rana, the orange cap holder, went for 18. I think now it is Maxwell at the top of the table. Both, I think we have our orange cap for Maxwell and purple cap for Harshal. Nitish Rana went for 18 runs off 11 balls. Played decently. He was not connecting the ball that great either. Shubman Gill was fantastic. It was scary how good he was looking with the bat. 21 runs of 9 balls, 2 sixes and 2 fours. Rahul Tripathi, again, actually pretty well. He was striking the ball pretty well. 25-20. And Owen Morgan, 29 of 23. He slowed down his innings later. Dinesh Karthik, I'm so sad to see him not play well. 2 runs, 5 balls. Shakib, 26 of 25. I think this is where they made the biggest mistake. They should have promoted Andre Russell if they even wanted to have a chance. And Shakib just couldn't, hit so many boundaries, or like Owen Morgan had to take up that responsibility as well, but they spend a lot of time in the middle rotating singles. So it was too late when actually Russell came out came out to bat in the middle, sorry. So it was 31 runs of 20 balls. Russell did a decent job, I should say, because he was almost 29 of 13 deliveries or something like that. He was on a blistering knock, but that one over he wasted a lot. I think Siraj's over, the 19th over, where he didn't want to rotate strike to Budgie. That's where it caught up to 20 deliveries. Otherwise, he was very, very scary. Pat Cummins, 6. The first ball went for a 6, and the second one was out. Harbhajan, 2 runs, 2 balls. And Varun, 2 runs, 3 balls. So Mohammad Siraj, excellent performance. 3 overs, 17 runs. Jamieson, 3 overs, 41, 3 wickets, a little bit on the expensive side. Chahal, 4 overs, 34. Apart from that, last over, I think he was 3 overs, 14 runs. And then he gave off 20 runs in that last over. 2 wickets. I think 20 runs were scored by Russell. And so Washi, 4 overs, 33. Very good. 1 wicket. Maxwell, 2 overs, 24. It was 10 runs in the first over and 14 in the second. Harshal Patel, 1 more. Again, the player on form, on song, in form. 4 overs, 17 runs, 2 wickets. Amazing, guys. Keep tuned in. Stay tuned for further vlogs and further updates on RCB's journey in this year's IPL. Take care. Peace.